Good evening. Tonight on Voiced Differently News, we revisit not one but 5 of Donald Trump's most unforgettable moments. Statements that defined his unique approach to leadership, language, and legacy. From claims of genius to promises of walls, these are the words that shaped headlines, sparked debate, and at times left the world speechless. Let's begin with perhaps his most famous declaration, the one where he called himself a very stable genius. In a recent statement, the former president made a confident declaration about his intelligence. He said, and I quote, "Actually, throughout my life, my 2 greatest assets have been mental stability and being, really smart." He continued by reminding the public of his journey, from businessman to television star to President of the United States, all, as he said, on his first try. And then concluded with what would become one of his most famous lines. "I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius, and a very stable genius at that." It was a statement that divided audiences worldwide. Some saw confidence, others saw comedy. But regardless of interpretation, those 3 words, stable genius, became an unforgettable symbol of the Trump era. Perhaps, in his own way, he was right. Not everyone can make history simply by declaring it. During his campaign, Donald Trump made a promise that became the centerpiece of his political identity. Standing before a cheering crowd, he declared, "We will build a great wall along the southern border of the United States, and Mexico will pay for it." The statement was met with both applause and outrage, instantly turning into one of the most quoted lines in modern American politics. The wall became more than just a policy. It was a symbol of division for some and of strength for others. Whether or not the wall was ever fully built, the phrase itself stood tall in political history. Few promises have echoed as loudly or as controversially as this one. In 2016, Donald Trump introduced a phrase that would soon define his campaign and, for many, an entire political era. At rally after rally, he repeated the same promise: "We will make America great again." The slogan appeared on hats, banners, and television screens across the nation, capturing both admiration and criticism in equal measure. For millions, it was a message of hope. For others, a reminder of division. Simple words can carry immense power. 4 words, repeated endlessly, managed to reshape a nation's political identity. To his supporters, it was a call to restore pride. To his critics, it was a symbol of nostalgia for a past that never truly existed. Either way, "Make America Great Again" became more than a slogan. It became history. At a campaign rally, Donald Trump spoke about his command of language and communication. Addressing the crowd with confidence, he stated, "I know words. I have the best words." It was a brief remark, delivered casually, yet it instantly captured the world's attention. Within hours, the phrase became both a meme and a message, echoing across television screens and social media feeds alike. Few sentences have summed up a political figure quite like this one. 5 simple words, bold, self-assured, and undeniably Trump. Some laughed, others nodded, but perhaps the brilliance of it lies in its simplicity. He didn't need complicated words to make people listen, just the confidence to say he had them. At the 2016 Republican National Convention, Donald Trump presented himself as the sole solution to America's problems. In his speech, he declared with absolute confidence, "I am your voice, I alone can fix it." It was a moment that drew thunderous applause and deep concern. To his followers, he sounded like a savior. To his critics, like a warning. It was more than just a line. It was a manifesto. Those 7 words defined the tone of his presidency: power centralized, conviction unshaken. Whether seen as strength or hubris, the statement remains unforgettable. "I alone can fix it," a phrase that perfectly captures both the promise and the peril of absolute confidence. 5 speeches. 5 moments that defined not just a man, but an entire era of politics, media, and identity. From promises of walls, to declarations of genius, to words that shaped headlines across the world, each statement carried its own kind of power. Some inspired millions, others divided nations. But all of them, every single one, revealed something about who we are and what we choose to believe. Words can unite, or they can divide. They can build, or they can break. And perhaps that is what makes these moments so unforgettable, not because of who said them, but because of how we reacted to them. Which of these statements do you think defined Donald Trump the most? Which one still echoes in your mind today, and why? Let us know in the comments below. This has been Voiced Differently, bringing you the words you thought you already knew from a voice you've never heard before.